Hello friends and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick, and today we're going to be checking out something called You Only Have Each Other by developer D. Kilford. This is another of the LD28 entries, and again, the theme being You Only Get One. In this case, we're looking at an adventure game about bringing your companion through a journey, and that's quoted straight off the developer's LD page. So essentially, we're going to be controlling this little cube-like fellow here, maybe a little bit monolithic. And we'll be using, in my case, actually the 360 controller because it actually is supported and works just fine instead of WASD or WSAD. Either way, never seen it written like that, actually. And we're going to be basically just traversing this kind of adorable environment, seeing what we can do with our big friend here, who asked that we can maybe push him, and sort of having a little bit of like a Thomas Was Alone type experience from what I can tell. I think probably the most notable thing, and this is a Unity game by the way in case you're wondering, would be the art style and the fact that it has sort of a bird's eye three-quarter view. So we're going to be kind of looking at everything through a little bit of a different perspective, but I feel like in this case things kind of make sense to be that way. And it's got kind of a colorful, happy vibe to it. And now our friend's asking to be pushed into the shrine. There are a few little missing seams, but again, you know, this is a 48-hour game. In this case, you can see there's like a little bit of an edge here, and then it doesn't quite connect all the way at the bottom. And if I was to really be a stickler, I would say it would be kind of neat if there was like some stuff in the background too, but again, the main focus of the gameplay is all here, and it all works just fine. There's even dynamic shadows and lighting and everything, and some pretty cool shader effects on the cube characters. As you can see, my character himself seems to emit some sort of a light, which may just be for effect, or it may also be to help gain a little bit of perspective as to where you are in the environment, because maybe things get a little more complicated later on. I'm not entirely sure. But right now, pretty basic concept. We're basically just going to be carrying our friend along with us, and I think we'll introduce some new elements after we push into this shrine here. And that will take us to level 2. Okay, so each level is actually sort of subdivided up, or I should say each area of the game is subdivided up. And we actually don't need to use the teleporter here. I'm not really sure why there's one at the bottom. Maybe we need to come back to this point later. But that essentially just carries us right up, and then we should be able to go all the way up to the top. Oh, that looks very important. So it's like a Shinto gate featuring a sword in there. So alright, so we're going to get some combat in as well. We can move our sword around in 360 degrees, and then X seems to be attack, or M, of course, on the keyboard as well. And thankfully, we don't have to figure out a way to navigate up all of these inclines, and he said be careful, this looks tough, or he looks tough. So we have to fight this other rectangle man over here, which is maybe a little harder than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, there we go. He only seems to take damage when he's directly in the way of the sword, which kind of makes perfect sense, to be perfectly honest, but I seem to be having trouble getting him lined up. Anyway, that's all sorted. Let's push you across the bridge, and hopefully not off. You know, this graphical aesthetic is reminding me a little bit of a golf game that I played, a mini golf game. Oh, they're all attacking my friend. And I'm sort of spacing on the name of it right now, but it had a similar vibe to it. Everything was sort of this cheerful, nature-y feeling to it. Oh, you know what? Maybe that teleporter was kind of to give us a reset option in case you push him into a corner or something, and then you're not able to center him properly. There is also a reset button as well if you hit, I think it's start, but that is not exactly necessary. Thanks for that, I was scared. Alright, so we're actually doing a little bit of characterization. We've established some traits to these cubes. I think I'm the heroic rectangle, whereas the cube is more a little bit on the shy side, maybe not quite as bold as me. It's something about geometry with emotions. It just sort of works. I'm not sure what that is. Well, I didn't get that other angry one, but it seems to have fallen off, so I guess it kind of doesn't pose much threat anymore. And I seem to have plentiful amounts of health, so I'm not too worried. Oh no, not more of them. Well, I already took care of it, bro, so don't worry about it. Let's just cross this bridge here. So it'd also be really nice if there were a couple extra little areas. Maybe you could go off the beaten path a little bit, because I'd love to see what more of the world would look like rendered in this art style. Again, I'm sure this is another constraint of, you know, making a game in 48 hours. It's not a simple task. But if this was to be developed further, that's one of the things I'd love to see. And as it stands right now, I mean, it kind of is a neat concept, seeing everything sort of like a diorama in front of us. But it would be neat to see a whole world as well. So, I mean, both styles have their own reasons for being the way they are. Alright, so let's, I guess we'll push him up to the edge, and then we should be able to jump up that. I like this transparency effect happening on the walls, too. That's a nice touch, and I think a lot of times gets forgotten about. And in this case, if we didn't have it, well, there's all this space right here that I could inhabit where you just wouldn't be able to see your character at all. Alright, let's get up there. I kind of don't like the way the character slides around a little bit more than might be necessary. Oh, they actually seem to... Do they change color as they take damage? They might get darker, I can't quite tell. No, maybe they don't. But they seem to be pretty ferocious. Alright, get out of here. All of you. I don't really have much speed, so I can't really get around them too fast to turn around and then smack them with my sword. Alright, I took a bunch of damage, but it looks like we made it out alive. You don't say much, do you? Yeah, I actually haven't said anything, have I? There's a little bit of a strange seam going on over here on the side, isn't... Oh, I've fallen off. Oh, okay, I guess I'm physically No? Okay, I was slightly below, but adjacent to it. Never mind, I thought I was in trouble. I am not. Alright, so let's teleport up, and I don't know what this is. Looks like I can help with that. Looks like one of these, Thwompish characters... Not Thwomp, but the big angry guys from Super Mario 64 from World 2 that would, fall on you. What are you gonna... Oh, you're gonna turn that block into a bridge. Alright, I didn't know that was a thing that you could do. Well, it's a nice power, and I'm glad that we brought you along. Yay, I'm helpful. And it looks like we're going into an hourglass. I really like the kind of polished surfaces that are on some of these things. It's so simplistic, but it has a nice vibe. Again, this is one of those games that functions a lot based on the ambience, and it doesn't need to be too overstated. I think things are kind of at a nice medium right now. Like, even if the developer had all the time in the world, I think this is a nice art style, and I think it would be worth pursuing to keep this art style and just elaborate upon it a bit further. And of course, maybe the combat would need a little bit more refinement as well. It's definitely... it's simple. I mean, it works, it's functional, but I think it could use a little bit more time, because it seems like a lot of the time you swipe right through them. But again, collisions can be a little bit iffy sometimes in games. Alright, so what's going on over here? It looks like we've got suspended teleporters. Oh, can't get a good angle on. There we go. Also, I think my health might reset between levels, which is kind of nice. Oh, this is a slightly larger map. And it looks like I can actually take my time and look around. I really am enjoying the play of light and shadow happening here. This is really pretty, actually. Especially the scene with the bridge with the zigzaggy pattern shadow right there. I just wanted to make sure I got, like, a good shot of it. But I like the look of it quite a bit. Alright, so I'm going to be pushing this guy over just a little bit so we can jump on his head, and then that should let us get up to the next teleporter where we can then hopefully hop on this button, then hop back, and then hop up here. Again, really glad that I don't have to figure out... Oops, kind of messed up on that one. Glad that I don't have to figure out how to get him up all of these steep inclines without these teleporters if they weren't here. That would definitely be a big problem for us. There we go. Just get him positioned next to that, and one more teleporter. Not sure how long this game is. I have a feeling we're probably getting near the end of it now. It's longer than I actually expected it to be, but I guess you can't call yourself an adventure without at least a few screens worth of content, right? It's a beautiful day indeed. Oh, I didn't realize that was actually up. There's a little bit of funny perspective stuff going on there. I thought we were actually flush with that bridge, but I just kind of wasn't looking carefully at it. Alright, so let's push around this edge, and I don't know where I'm going, but I think... Yeah, okay, that is the right area. There is a shrine at the end. Oh, I was commenting before that the pushing of your character is a little bit... It's kind of sticky in a weird way. Like, the character... It actually seems to get stuck on the other character with a little bit of momentum if you pull it in the right direction. Almost like you have little hooks. But it's not entirely easy to understand what you're doing to cause that to happen. Uh-oh. Okay, we've changed environments. There seems to be a bunch of enemies, and we're in someplace with kind of scary music happening. Or I don't know if this is even music, perhaps just more ambient noise. Alright, get these guys out of here. Well, if they want to just line up and fight me, I guess that's perfectly fine. I can handle that. So far, so good. And take on 3 more of them. I'm a little surprised that the combat is as emphasized as it is when it's, I don't know, not the most working component of this. I think probably the platforming and exploration element is a little bit more fleshed out, although platforming at this angle can also be a little bit difficult to gauge perspective, like we noticed in the last level. And I think there's another little quirk down at the edge there where those edges are overlapping. Not quite sitting properly, but oh well. Alright, so let's push this guy over here. I'm not sure why I needed to push him over here. There's actually a teleporter, so I could have just hit this button. It saves us the trouble. And we'll position him over at the bottom, and then we can do another one of those teleports up the steps. noticing that it's putting the character on a different side each time, probably to keep me from pushing it off accidentally. And then what? We want to go up one. Oh, we need to actually push a little bit over again. Again, perspective messing with my head a little bit. Oh, now jump backward. That was a little close. And one more will get us to the top. I feel like we just climbed Death Mountain in Zelda. Maybe that's actually a reference. I'm not sure. It might well be. Okay, so these characters will actually jump off ledges at me. I was not expecting that to happen. And this one seems to take a lot of hits. What was that, like 5? And it looks like I can actually hit them from down here. You know, it also would have been kind of interesting to see if they had decided to implement swinging the sword with the right analog stick on the controller. I'm not sure if that would have been better or worse, but it would have been curious at least to have that as an option. Because I'm sort of, I almost feel like I want to play this as if it was Geometry Wars or something. Something about geometry, right? I smell an adventure just up ahead. Wow, this is a remarkably expansive environment. Now I'm starting to feel like we're playing Marble Madness a little bit. Oh, what's going on here? Did we just activate a bridge? Kind of missed what that button did, but it probably lowered something. Oh, and see, just with a little bit of a change of the ambient music and the color scheme in this one, all of a sudden we're in a bit of a cave, and things are a lot more ominous than they were a few moments ago. I think we're very close. I'm not sure where we're going, though. We're just kind of taking you somewhere, but hopefully it's somewhere good. We will find out soon enough, as soon as I'm done with more of these minions, I suppose. Alright, let's teleport you over. A few more on the next level. You can see that their color now is a bit more pronounced up against this background. I thought they were more like green at first, but it turns out they're kind of a cobalt blue. But I like it. I like having that little diffusion of color going on there. Alright, so let's pull him along. Up another ledge. Oh, more dudes. Oh, crap. I should have looked ahead. And I'm taking a lot of damage. I hope it doesn't kill me, and then I don't know what I'm going to do. Hit, please? Okay. Almost dead now. Yeah, if you could just kind of stay away, please. I had so much health, I didn't think I was ever going to be in danger of actually losing. No, careful. Get your distance. Alright, there is a little bit of distance that you can get if you run fast enough. And also when they hit you, thankfully the developer included the ability to be knocked backward. I think that's going to make a big difference. Alright, so we did actually make it through that barrage. Hopefully this is the end of things, and there aren't any more minions for me to fight. Alright, looks safe enough. Let's push on. I'll sit on that one, you sit on that one. Okay, fair enough. I know how this works. Yeah, you sit there. I'll go here. Oh no, I'm scared. Yeah, me too. Why is that block here now? Can I just go around? It looks like there's a little bit of a gap on this side. No, evidently not. Alright, so I'll come back for you, buddy. I don't know what to say here. Oh, I went to the next area. So we were purposely separated. I hope my health regenerated. Probably did, right? Well, maybe let's not find out. Oh yeah, it did. And I actually got hurt by that one, even though it was dead. Oh, we don't seem to have transparency on this particular block, so I guess we can't see over there. I'm starting to wonder, though, like, there's so many of these things in the foreground blocking things that need to turn transparent. I almost wonder if it would have been better to just, like, cut those walls down. So you can see, like, a cut-out, dissected view of things. It might have been a little bit easier then. Not have to worry about so much of that transparency effect. Thank goodness, without my big friend here, I have, you know, preordained blocks to jump up. Things would have been very inconvenient for me, being the small rectangular dude that I am without that. And looks like a set of stairs of some kind here. Is there a reason? Oh, yeah, okay. I couldn't tell that there was a bridge up at the top because it was all transparent. And a big old pad that doesn't do anything. How about up here? Oh, I like this area. Kind of fancy. I feel like I'm in a royal court all of a sudden. Oh, we can teleport our friend back. Hello. Welcome back. It looks like maybe we've, Did you miss me? I know I missed you. Aw. Looks like we've reached somewhere where we match in color, so maybe this is our homeland or something. Maybe we've returned back to the land of our types of blocks. Looks like what we've been looking for. Okay, what have we been looking for? Let's find out. Do I actually need your help to jump? Yes, I do. With the gradient on the edge, it was a little bit difficult to ascertain. Thanks for the adventure, it was fun. Oh, is this See a little water tower. Is this where we're just gonna hang out now? Is that gonna be the end? Oh, alright. Well, simple. I was kind of expecting there to be something scary and ominous at the end, but that's kind of nice that we just kind of ended things. You didn't have to get into too much emotion or anything like that. I imagine this was one of those situations where maybe you would find out your friend was evil all along, or like you were evil all along, or you have to make some sort of moral decision, or a boss comes out and does something terrible. I don't know. It just seemed like it could have gone in one of those directions, but I'm glad we kept it simple. So that was You Only Have Each Other. That was a full playthrough, probably one of the longer LD games that I've played. In fact, kind of like that. And in general, I thought a really solid concept. I definitely see some meat to this that could be elaborated upon and gone off in different directions. I like the visual aesthetic. I like the concept. The gameplay was actually fine. Just probably needed a little bit more flourish in various directions. You know, different things, diversity, so to speak. But all in all, definitely a thumbs up. I recommend it. Go try it if you like it. There's download links for both Mac and Windows, or you can play it right in your browser. You can use a gamepad, you can use your keyboard, whatever you like. And it's definitely pretty cool. So with that, I will wrap up another episode. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please consider leaving your support in the form of a like if you enjoyed the episode, of course, just if you think I deserve it. And head over to some of my other social media links in the description with the game link. If you'd like to go check out some of my other stuff, I have a Twitter, a Facebook, a Twitch page where I stream, and of course indie-impressions.com, where I've got tons and tons of other videos in the series, over 600 of them in fact, and they're all categorized and sorted. But I will not go into a long, detailed description of that. I'm sure you can find it and check it out if you'd like. So I will be back again tomorrow. New episodes are every single day, so hopefully you will join me for that as well. And I look forward to seeing you then. Have a lovely night, and thank you again for watching. Talk to you later.